Welcome to 3 Points of View. Today we have a special episode. We have our mother, the reason that the three of us are the way we are. So we just want to give you, Mom, an opportunity, since it is Mother's Day, to have a platform and just let the world know how difficult or how glorifying it is to raise three men like us. Starting with how you were brought up and how that segued to how you raised us.
Okay, well, honestly, when my upbringing, I didn't have all the hugging and the kissing and the love and the nurturing that I gave the three of you. That is the reason why I decided to show you, all three of you, what love is, to be loved by your mom, to be nurtured, have structure in your life, because I didn't get any of that. So I wanted to break the chain and make sure that I showed the three of you that. And my upbringing, I was always around my family that would drink, smoke. Some of them, did other things. And that's just something that I did not want for myself, because I seen how they reacted, once they get to drinking and whatever, being hostile to one another, cussing, fighting, that type of thing. And that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to put anything in my body that's going to alter my personality. And I didn't want to bring you all around that, that type of atmosphere. Because I didn't like it, and I didn't want to bring you all around it.
That's understandable.
And I guess when I got pregnant with Barry, my oldest son, I felt like my family made me feel like I was an outsider, like I was the bad apple. But I had other sisters that already had kids. Well, my younger sister was already pregnant as well as me. But that's how I felt. And I felt like I was all by myself. Felt like they all turned their backs on me. So I ended up, staying with Barry's father. And then me and him split, so I had to raise Barry by myself. I ended up staying with Granny, me and Barry, till Barry was about 5, maybe 6. Then we got our own little spot. And, although we didn't have a whole lot, when we moved, we were happy because we had our own little place.
Exactly.
And it was a real good feeling. But eventually, as time went on, I had a better job and was able to furnish my house bit by bit. I didn't know how to cook. Not one bit. I did not know how to cook.
That was your guinea pig.
I used Barry and some of my family members as guinea pigs.
Still living, so you did
So
all
I've
right.
always said that I'm doing something right because I still have my 3 sons.
Exactly.
So, eventually I did learn how to cook. I ain't the best cook, but, we're here. We survive. I can keep us fed. Let's say
Right.
that.
You good now?
Yeah.
Taught us all how to cook.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And that's good that
Yeah,
each
take
one
care
of
of
y'all.
ourselves.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah,
You
you
got a
right,
woman
yeah.
around, you gotta know how to cook and
Yeah,
do certain things for
never
yourself,
forget
but how
that
to be
lesson.
independent.
You said never. She said a man that doesn't know how to cook will always be at his woman's beck and call.
Back and cold, right?
Because she said
Take
she
heed
get
to
mad.
that.
She get mad at you and she don't want to cook. She said, what you gonna eat tonight?
Right.
I know what I'm gonna eat. What are you gonna eat?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I did that so that, y'all can be independent. You don't always have to rely on a woman, know how to cook, know how to clean and dress yourself, wash clothes, you know what I'm saying, clean up. I mean, you needed that.
Type
In
structure.
that kind of structure in your life, because you don't want to always have to depend on somebody. Just like with me, one time I didn't know how to drive, but I always say I'm going to learn because I don't want to have to depend on someone else to get me from A to B. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how to drive, and that's why before y'all were born, not with y'all two, I used to drive a stick shift.
Mm-hmm.
But as Barry got older and needed to learn how to drive, I got automatic because I wanted him to know how to drive. I wanted all three of y'all to know how to drive. So that's one reason why I did that.
So it's funny that you say, like, when you had Barry, that your siblings made you feel like you were like the black sheep. Because I personally can't imagine treating Timmy or Barry like that. So it's funny that the way you were raised or brought up, how you raised us is completely different. Because the way you talk about your upbringing or your childhood, me, Tim, and Barry can't imagine that. Like, we could never imagine outcasting one of, me, Tim, and Barry. Like, it's just like, I can't even imagine not talking to Timmy for consecutive days or getting off the phone and saying, hey, man, I love you. Like, that's weird to me. So, what got you to that point where you realized my kids are not going to go through what I went through? You and Barry always say breaking the chain, because you guys have kids. So, like, what made you want to break the chain or got you, put you in that mindset?
Now, honestly, when I came out and I said I want the chain breaks here is because I had been going through a whole lot of trials and tribulations, and I think really when I really decided that that's what I wanted to do is when I started going to church, seeking God, and really getting into the Word, and knowing that this is what I want, a better life for the four of us, and the fact that you see a whole lot of siblings always at odds with each other, fighting, cussing one another out. I didn't want y'all to be raised like that. I went through all of that. I mean, we're not close. Me and my siblings are not close like you all are, and we wasn't taught to be close like that. Love each other and be there for your sister or your brother. None of that was instilled in me. But I know that that's what I wanted for y'all. And that's what I wanted for us. I just didn't like that feeling of all being distant. A lot of our families, didn't come up and visit or things like that. We only got together if somebody passed away. And I didn't want that to be like that,
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I don't like funerals.
Yeah. I just didn't think that's not how, to me, that's not what I wanted out in a family,
Yeah, get it.
Because that's not what family is about. Family is about being there for each other through thick and thin, whether it's good or bad, and it's okay to agree to disagree, because we're not going to always agree on everything, which is fine. But if we get upset with each other, we know there's some time that we need to take the cool off and then come back together. Hey, I was wrong, and man, I apologize for that, and thank you for bringing that to my attention, or whatever the case may be, because that's how I am today. I ain't always right either, but it's just like y'all giving me good advice. I might have said what I said out of anger because I was mad and I ain't want to hear it, because hey, y'all the kids, I'm the mom.
It is. Yeah.
But once I went back and thought about it, I came back to say, you know what, you were right. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, because sometimes you see something that I don't see,
Right.
and it works both ways. And because y'all done that to me with several relationships that I was in, and I was like, okay, let me just sit back and think about what he said, But then you know what, you're right, you had a point. And then I realized that whatever it is that y'all said it out of love. Or hey, Ma, you want to let me know that what he doing ain't right,
And so
and I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. And just
Go
to
ahead.
piggyback off that, is just like that just kind of shows the growth that it comes from, her being a mom to being our best friend, and having her best interest at heart. Regardless of who that person is, we want that's how our relationship has grown from you being a mom, a person that we obviously respect and you fear when you were a kid at times. Then now you become our friend, so that lets you know the relationship has grown, because that's what you want. Often you want to be the disciplinary when the kid is a child, and then as the time progresses, as they become adults, you want to respect them as adults. You guys become more friends. I think I don't want to get too much into that, but a lot of situations, a lot of parents want to be the friend and the parent at the same time. I don't really think that works.
I feel like if like I feel like the way she did it is the right way.
Mhm.
Do the parenting first, and then everything else will come into play. And that's how it is. It's like we trust what you say, just like you said. We can. It's not a lot of parents give you a voice,
Right.
and you didn't really. Sometimes you did, but for the most part, you didn't really just shut us down like that. Like shut what I think or my thought process, what it is, just because you didn't agree with it, you didn't just shut it down. You said, okay, well let me walk with you through this and see how you get in it.
I
And
value
when
your
get-
opinion.
Yeah, when I get there, you're like, oh, I didn't think you could get there that way.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that. But like that relationship for me came from understanding that as your child, you were doing what you thought was the best for me. And like you said, everything wasn't right, but majority of it was. So
Trial and error.
yeah.
Yeah, because being a parent doesn't come with any kind of instructions or anything like that. I think it comes from your heart. Loving your kid, your child, making sacrifices, giving them more than what you have and giving them your best and your all. And that's what I anticipated on doing. And sometimes, when you all have come and said, or even just acknowledge the fact that, hey, Mom, really appreciate, you being there for me, Bob. It makes me feel good, It makes me feel as though I've done a good job.
So it's your
And
passion.
I really and truly appreciate that. And that speaks volumes to me, you know what I'm saying? Just when I say making sacrifices and putting myself last to make sure that you have what you need. And that's what it's about. You got some parents that's very selfish like that. They put their self first. They making sure they got the best of everything and your kids looking raggedy. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I want my kids to always look good because I feel like when y'all step out there, you represent me, the parent that I am. And to make sure that you're well fed, clean, and got a roof over your head, food in your mouth. That's what it's about.
And respectful. I think
Yeah.
that's one thing that I know for sure that you instilled in us, how to be respectful and how to go out and show other people respect, which is very rare in current days. I remember the family used to look at us funny because we would say yes ma'am,
No, man.
no ma'am, and thank you, or hold the door. And they're like, what are y'all doing that for? That's that country stuff. And it's like,
No,
no,
So
that's
being
how
somebody
you're
you
supposed to
respect,
be.
yeah.
Like, that's how mom raised us. And I think that's good to have. Because that's something that I want to pass down to my kids. That you hold the door for a woman, you say yes ma'am, no ma'am. Because that just shows respect, and that shows that you know how to conduct yourself.
Mhm.
And it's also helped me in my adult life, getting jobs. Because when people see, oh man, this man has manners, they put you above certain people because it's very rare nowadays.
because they automatically, number one, they don't expect it, and so when you give them something that they don't expect and it's good, they're like, oh, come on in. And I'm glad you did teach us that, because I'm big with that. I learned that a long time ago. Please, thank you, excuse me, get you a long way.
Yeah, you really do. Because even I was shunned about that when I was trying to teach Barry to say yes, ma'am, no. Okay, you being old fashioned. That's fine. You can call it what you want, but you know what? I want him to respect his elders, and I want him to respect me, and also, have respect for himself. That's why I did that. I wasn't taught that, because when we were younger, a lot of our cousins was calling their parents by their first name, and to me, that's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's very, very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Hey, Kern, really? No, that don't fly by.
Nah, it wouldn't have flown by another 140.
Another one.
That 140 was
Never said
Yeah,
that.
I was
You
strict.
probably couldn't get the end out
Yeah.
before you get in one of these.
Backslap to your childhood again.
But it all paid off. It all paid off. Just like I said, to me, y'all grown up to be wonderful young men. And with Barry having a son, I see a lot of qualities in him being a good dad. Having his son, and a son, boy needs his father. You know, I couldn't do that for y'all if I wasn't around. So I had to play mommy and daddy to the best of my ability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't teach y'all how to be men, to grow up to be men, like how to shave. I didn't know how to do that either. But look how y'all turned out.
Yeah, you know, I had to, I had to figure it out, in the dark, because at the end of the day, I had brothers behind me. You always instilled that in me, like, your brothers is watching. So, I took some bumps and bruises along the way, but it is, I wouldn't change any of that for the world either, because, I felt like I tried to give you, show you the best that I could as far as positive things go. Timmy on down to Brandon, and now having a son, I just wanted to be everything that I didn't have growing up.
Yeah,
To continue to move that needle further, that can break the chain. Even with that, Mom broke the chain by, raising us to be more respectful. I'm gonna break the chain by, being in my son's life, being a father figure to him, teaching him to do the same when he had kids. So it's about to continue to go further. If your parents take you one step, you take it further, and generation to generation, because that's what it's about. To constantly continue to keep breaking the chain. Not for it to just stop with us. It's supposed to go pass on to the next generation. And I feel like I'm on the right track with that. That's one of the things that's most important to me. Breaking the chain has always been in my thought process when it came to having a son. I can't say I couldn't wait. I mean, I would have liked it a little bit different, but I just wanted to be able to show my son that kind of love that it was shown to me, because we didn't have everything, but I'm wealthy when it comes to love.
Yeah.
Wealthy, abundance of love and wealth. You know what I mean? So I'll take that over money any day.
I mean, I remember growing up, and Mom was always the one parent that was at every basketball game, every football game.
Right there.
Me and Mom still talk about that one track meet when she yelling out "Hot Wings," and all I can hear around the
Running around that track, yeah.
I'm speaking just so I can come yell at her, like, please tell me you wasn't saying "Hot Wings."
Yes,
You can hear me? I'm like, you're the only one I can hear. But I wouldn't change those days for nothing. Like, the one thing that really resonates with me is the memories that we have with Mom.
Yes.
Like,
We have a lot, like that's what I was saying before. Like, I was telling somebody, I said, dog, it's crazy for me to look back and can remember times where you actually played with us. Like, not just like, oh, run around the yard. Like, you actually played with us. Like,
kickball,
baseball.
baseball.
I ain't gonna say the L word. I thought you weren't telling the truth when you said that you played. When you said you played basketball and could shoot like that, and I was like,
I knew it.
I was like, whatever. So we go out there and get to playing and stuff, and that was my first time seeing you shoot, and I'm like, girls can shoot, or not even girls, but like this.
Mom.
To me, you're old, so like this old lady can shoot like that. But it was like, that was fun, like, like you said, like literally playing with us, like playing basketball with us, playing kickball, softball. Roughhousing with us in the snow and stuff like that. Like that was a very rich environment with love, and it was very heartfelt. So,
yeah.
a lot of people can't even say that.
Did they run outside and play sports with their mom?
What they doing, like, that's crazy.
And just all the time we spent together, the four of us. So,
I mean, to me, it was so bad. Remember the little Rudy Poop car I had? I packed that thing up and had little juices and the ball and something to eat, and we'd go to the little park. I enjoyed those days. It's like I said, I wouldn't trade that in for nothing, and just having all three of y'all to myself until y'all, became teenagers, ready to start dating.
yeah. About that day, what do you think about that? What do you mean about dating? Was that a tough pill for you to swallow?
Oh, of course it was. I mean, it was different for all three of y'all.
Yeah.
Like with Barry, I was like, oh, come on, man. You ain't ready yet, Barry. I guess it was me not ready to let go. For all three of y'all, it was different. He was ready to date. No, I ain't taking you on no date. And I think with Brandon, I really got, what is it? Yeah, I did. Because, I guess Brandon, me and him he was there the longest, and I was so used to me and Brandon, getting up, going out to the stores together, and then when the little girlfriend came to play, I was like cut off. I was like, huh? Hey, wait a minute, I don't like this chick.
That's exactly how she was.
Yeah, I was like, oh It's good too. And then Brandon about bringing her over, and I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna be white beans and cornbread, something like that. Embarrassing to y'all to eat, cause I don't eat it either. Yeah, it was, it was hard letting go, but it's something that's part of life that you gotta do. And that's all I would want to see y'all is with good, decent women that's gonna be there for you through thick and thin, have your back, and vice versa. Not the, hey, what can I get? Well, a handout. And then the fact that y'all cook and clean and have respect.
And I think, honestly, that's very intimidating for, like, just that topic. I'm gonna make it quick. I think that's intimidating for some women because I don't need anything. Now, like really, like when it comes to being self-sufficient, I don't need anything. I don't need you to wash my clothes.
We can be independent.
Yeah, I don't need you to make my bed. I don't need you to vacuum. I don't need you to cook for me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I need some genuine
Companionship,
something like that. So.
And then the fact that you can help, because I didn't never really get all of that. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's why we always try.
that speaks volumes, because when you really, to me, I'm just speaking for myself, in a relationship and you got a partner, you don't want to be the only one, me cleaning up and cooking like I'm a slave. You help, do something, help, do your part. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't always be like that. To me, in these times today, some of these women out here now, they don't know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, when you...
And then you got Uber Eats.
Yeah, right.
I don't eat from Uber
But
Eats.
not all the time.
That's their mindset.
Sometimes,
I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's their mindset. Oh, I can get somebody else to do it.
Because, I was telling some of my younger cousins that, okay, yeah, but you know what? When you really settle down and you want to have a life partner, you want to be able to cook and clean and all that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't just like about just,
Yeah, I know.
I be telling the two of them, like, it's very hard for me to take pity on women when they complain about stuff, because I'm like, well, my mom raised 3 kids by herself. Like, what are you talking about? You tired? Like, what do you got people who can help you. Like my mom,
set the standard.
Like,
she
what
set the
are you
standard.
talking about? So anybody who got kids and it's like, oh, well, I gotta find babysitting. I'm like, I feel like you, that one time you and Barry got into about his son. And like, what do you mean? You that's your child. You're supposed to do everything for your child.
Right. You don't supposed to have no life.
Yeah, you're supposed to have no life. It's
but
just
that's
so
how
funny
it
though.
turns into that though. It really, if you're a good parent, in my eyes or my point of view, if you're a good parent, it really it resonates with you and it turns into that.
Yeah.
And you understand the responsibility that you have, and also later it gives you that kind of power, not like over them, but that it gives you a sense of pride. Like, I'm doing the right thing and I'm out here showing them that they don't have no excuses.
I never felt like mom made me feel like she struggled for us.
Cause she didn't let us.
She never let us. She never made me feel guilty for being born. Like how some other people like I did this for you. Like throw it in my face. It's always been like it wasn't until we was teenagers. My mom was like, yeah, I remember going days without eating or not paying bills so you could do this, and it's like I never knew that.
I did do that for Christmas. Yeah. I did pay the rent so we could have somewhere to have Christmas, but other bills, I let them go because I was darned if I was going to allow y'all not to have a good Christmas, because I remember Christmases when I didn't get anything, and I did not want that to happen to you all. I wanted to make sure y'all had a very good Christmas. It's like we were buried for 7 whole years. Barry had so much stuff under the tree, he didn't know what to play with.
Sorry we cut into that, B.
That's fine. I had my share. I had my run.
Yeah, and then the family would look at me like I was crazy. Why are you getting that boy all that? Because you know what? I want to make sure you have a darn good Christmas each year. Yeah. And I remember the times when me and Barry's dad would take turns. He get the toys one year, I get the clothes one year. And this particular year, I had all Barry's little clothes and everything. I'm waiting for him to bring the toys. He ain't bring the toys. I mean, here it is. I'm walking, pacing the floor. My baby gonna wake up and there's nothing here. I was hot. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I was hot. And when he did come that early in that morning, when I found out I attacked him because I was mad because my baby wasn't gonna have anything. So after that, I said, you know what? You get whatever you're gonna get. I'm gonna make sure Barry have his toys, and Barry's gonna have his little, cause that was our thing, clothes and toys. So I never depended on him to get anything. Whatever he brought, cause he's not gonna be disappointed. In those days of getting up trying to put stuff together to make. Oh, it was together. Trust and believe me, he could break. But later on, oh, you broke that? Because I didn't fix it right. Yeah, that's the only. But other than that,
Oh,
I could put very little stuff together. But when I wanted to get him that little bike, I couldn't do that. So I had to get that already assembled and have it set there.
That's why mom called me for everything now.
Yeah.
What was the process like for when me and him were on the way, like when I got here and then when he got here? What kind of, did you have a different type of mindset throughout each child, or like each?
No. After, like I said, after going through that with his dad, I made sure that I took care of everything and y'all had what y'all.
No, I'm saying first it was you and Barry, and it was a certain kind of way, or you were in a certain kind of stage. So when I came in, was it easier? That's what I'm saying. Like, was it easier to parent because of you had?
Oh yeah, I mean it got I knew what to
It gets easier.
Yeah, cause you know what to do for old thick Timmy, old fat baby.
This.
Oh,
Finally the end of
yeah,
the
only this is what drove me crazy. These two little fingers, and then Timmy would play tricks on me. Like when I was pregnant with Brandon, how you would hide, and here I am crying because I couldn't find him. He's down in a little up into a cabinet or something, and I find him, he goes sucking his fingers, laughing. One time he was in a box. Oh boy, that was like gone crazy. But I didn't spank you though. You needed it.
But
I didn't.
Later on.
Timmy, you barely got weapons.
Yeah, alright. And so
Brandon the one that barely got whooping.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, I already saw what happened. I don't need to do that. I don't need to go through that.
No, I think my thing was I always felt like if I did something wrong, I was disappointed, Mom. I never wanted to feel like that. That's what got me.
Okay.
I was like, I didn't want to do nothing.
I ain't gonna sit up here and lie. I did something. I don't remember what I did, but hearing her say that, I was like, yeah, don't talk to me no more. Go get the belt. I don't like this because it's doing something to me. I don't like.
That's how she was. I mean, that's the relationship you had to have with the three of us, right?
Well, yeah.
Brandon was what?
With Brandon, like I said, he didn't really get in no trouble. The only thing that Brandon never really did, like I said, when I spanked him and he licked his tongue out, and I mean, I laughed to myself, but I had to spank him to let him know you don't do that.
Well, let's clear it up. You didn't laugh to yourself. Before you whipped me, you laughed, which made me think I wasn't going to get a whipping. And then you whipped me, so I was like, well, that's...
I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. And then Timmy and Barry talking about, stop crying. And I'm like, y'all didn't get whipped. Like, how you going to tell me to stop crying? Because I stuck my tongue out at you, then you
he
whipped
couldn't have been no more but 2 or 3 years. And I was scolding him about something, and he was like... And that's... It was funny and it was cute, but I had to spank the
I
tail.
wasn't slick at that time.
No, you
I
wasn't.
opened up the linen closet, and my dumb butt sticked my tongue out and forgot to put the tongue back in my mouth before I shut the door. So she still got the door open, and I'm like, hey, she starts laughing. I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna get a whipping. Then she gave me a whipping.
Brandon, you didn't have to whoop Brandon that much, but Timmy, huh?
Yeah, because I tried to.
Timmy was just slick. Let me just say this. I mean, yeah, he got some things across, but he honestly thought that he was really outsmarting me, but he wasn't. I said, Timmy, come on, I done played all them little games that you playing. You're not fooling me. I was young too before.
You couldn't tell me I couldn't do something. That was my problem. Like, I know I'm not supposed to do it, but I still want to do it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna just. Maybe if I do it this way, I ain't gonna get caught. And I get caught and I figure out how to do it. I'm gonna do it again, but I just gotta figure out that this is how I got caught. So I'm not gonna get caught like that again. But I should have just been listening like I was supposed to anyway. And I do want to say that like some of the decisions I made and stuff like that on my own that weren't positive and conducive to my life, like it had nothing to do with how you raised me, even though it didn't reflect in a positive way, but none of that was your fault. It was just me.
Oh, but thank you.
Just me wanting to do what I wanted to do. But you know,
That's Tim.
yeah.
Silly, man. Yeah, true. But
Me, you had to cuss out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when you got a little older, Barry. I mean, I think,
When I was a kid, though, I didn't get that much whoopings.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't around.
I didn't get that many whoopings. Y'all came out I wouldn't really get whoopings like that.
I mean, I really kept Barry really close. Like, I mean, sometimes I used to think, did I really shelter y'all or keep y'all too close?
No, I don't think
Nah,
so.
you definitely.
You know?
I
think
definitely don't feel
because
sheltered.
one
I let
reason
that
is
growing up,
because
not
with
now.
I really didn't even trust nobody keeping y'all. That's why I didn't. I mean, most of my partying and all of that, I got it out when
Before
Barry
you
was
had me,
younger.
Yeah.
You know, but because I know the way my family, I didn't trust nobody keeping y'all. So I would not go out, or if I did, as Barry got older, then it was a little different. Because, you know, he's older now, he could watch y'all. But it would be every once in a blue moon, I might go to a little house party.
I think I went to
or
one
GLD.
sleepover my whole life.
Yeah, because I ain't play
Yeah,
that.
'cause mom was,
You had to come over to their house.
yeah.
Which
See,
our house was
The safe house.
Funland
Yeah,
anyway.
Funland, safe house, everything. There's nothing too crazy gonna go on over here because we have a sane mom.
Yeah.
She might slap everybody in the house, but she's sane. Yeah, you done slapped friends.
But you got a lot of respect for my friends too.
Yeah, you do. You do have a lot of respect.
People
for other
ask people
kids.
when they ask me how I'm doing, and the next question is how's your mom. That's respect, and that's respect on even from school, from the neighborhood. I mean, you just don't know the respect that you have. People admired, you know, the kids, the boys you was raising, and the
Man,
job you had did
yeah,
with
in the
us.
manner you did it. Like,
Yeah,
by
so
yourself.
you know, there's a lot of respect you have from the neighborhood and just people in general. People, even women that have come in our lives, say the same thing. Give you the the praise,
Yeah.
and somewhat envious or a little jealous a little bit about the relationship that we have with Ma and between the three of us.
Yeah.
Not because it's
Because they don't have it.
unfamiliarity.
Because they don't have
It's
it.
unfamiliarity.
Yeah,
People
they don't have it.
That's not a common thing. Or people, it should be more common than what it is, but it's not. But having said all that, I wouldn't change any of the world. I love all of y'all to death, to pieces, and I love the relationship that the four of us have. Now you're not only my mom, you're my best friend,
I feel the
and
same way.
you're not just my mom. You're a good woman. You're a good person. And there's so many women that could learn so many things from you. I mean, it's just, your presence sometimes is enough. People can feed off your energy. You always have positive things to say, and I don't really think that you give yourself enough credit.
Yeah.
Which is at the same time I respect it because you're so humble.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay humble.
You stay humble,
You told me
but at the same time,
You told me that a long time
there's
ago.
so many people that you've inspired.
And not to mention, literally helped.
Mhm.
Like,
Without even
roof
knowing.
over their head
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Like, you done let people, you done helped a lot of people. At one point, everybody lived with it.
I mean, for the most part. So that should be also appreciated too. Not only a mom, you're a good person.
Yeah.
And I respect you, and I admire that about you. The big heart that you have.
Yeah, a lot of people respect the fact, like I said, they might not like what you're saying, but they will appreciate
In respect.
because it's the truth. You're
Mhm.
not gonna sit up there and make somebody. You rather hurt somebody's feelings with the truth than to make them feel good with a lie, and that's how I feel. I'd rather you hurt my feelings with the truth than to make me feel good with a lie, and that's how I operate with people. I just give them the truth. But you are appreciated,
Yes.
Yeah.
most definitely.
Thank you.
Not by anybody else, definitely by the three of us.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, all three of you,
Yeah.
for saying that.
So
I brag about you all the time.
I brag about you too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we know.
I brag. I mean, I was talking to some of my clients, most people, about my mom all the time. My upbringing was
She's
just.
all of our mom.
Yeah, I'm talking about when I'm talking to my clients. About how amazing you are as a person. I always brag about you. And it comes off as if I'm a mama's boy. It's just not that. I just appreciate you.
It's just so funny that I used to make fun of me for being a mama's boy growing up.
I just said that I'm not a mama's boy.
I know, I'm
that
just saying,
appreciative of
it's
it.
appreciative. That's what I'm
She's the
that's what we are.
first lady in my life. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
She's the first lady in my life. And she set the standard of the type of woman I would want in my life. I mean, not like her, but someone with those similar qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's why I always give her respect.
100%. Well, thank you for doing this with us, Mom.
Mhm.
I appreciate it. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, and you all are very welcome.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
And before
Thank
we
you.
end, can you just let us know who's your favorite?
Me.
Very Timmy and Brain.
You good with that?
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
What's your point of view?